Hello, everybody. It's Sandra Pelly, the Sandini, Inner Dragon Emissary, as well as the Galactic Shaman. I have my beautiful friend, Lady Amaran, here today.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. I love being here with you.
Yeah, you know what? All kinds of imagery begins as soon as I connect with you on this type of whatever this is, right? It's a lot of fun to hang out with you.
Yeah, I'm right back at you.
So let me tell everybody else a little bit about you as well. So Lady Amaran is the pathfinder and guide to lost heroes. She blends the magic of quantum human design with fantasy and story alchemy to help seekers awaken their true essence. Through joyful quests and soul-deep reflection, she invites you to remember who you really are and become the hero your story's been waiting for. And you're the basis of what you do. Like, I just love it because if anybody does things like Dungeons and Dragons and the Game of Thrones and that sort of thing, that is Lady Amaran's forte, I guess, if you will. But she's taking it to a new level and bringing it really personally into your own home and into your own self-being. Is that accurate?
Yes, yes, yeah. Yeah,
Love that.
taking concepts from those elements to help you understand how to be uh the person that you were created to be ultimately, right? And get in touch with what I call your inner hero.
I love that. Are you ready for the first question?
Yes.
Okay. I got a fun spinning wheel to do.
Oh.
Oh, didn't expect that, eh? Oh, Lord. So, what childhood memory still makes you smile on a hard day?
Oh, okay. That's a fun question. Probably one of the ones that I loved most, and I actually like it's so great because I actually have a picture. Um, and it's a picture of me. So, okay, back then I love rocks and crystals and all that. I always have. Back in the day when I was a kid, we went rock hounding a bit for a little bit. And I actually have a picture that somebody took of me, I don't know, maybe like 10 or 12 years old, of me like hunched down in this like quarry, wherever we were, digging in the dirt, like just happy as a clam, right? Uh, and so I love that was just such a great time, so much fun. It was one of those like, carefree moments. Like you're doing that, you're digging in the dirt, you're looking for treasure, essentially, and the cares and nothing else matters. Right. And that's the energy. Like, and I love the fact that I actually have a picture. It's over here somewhere uh of that moment. So not only do I have the memory, but I also have the visual picture to remind me of it too. So yeah, that's yeah, a childhood uh joy for sure. Yeah.
Very much so. Thank you for sharing that. It's been really interesting because I've done a number of these calls in over the last couple of days. And as I release them, I'm as I'm going through the questions with each of the individuals, I'm either get drawing complete blanks or I'm getting really cool answers. And so when your question came up here, I instantly got this image of how I used to travel between this town that I currently live in and my hometown, which is only 50 miles, 80 kilometers away. And we would come here and I would travel with my dad. And so I was fairly young. I was probably, I'm guessing 9 or 10 years old, same rough age as you with your memory. And um, I remember noticing beside the highway that this little pond was actually shaped like a heart. And that's so wild that I'm, to this day, every time I drive by it, I look to see if the heart's there.
I love it,
So I
right?
get I
Yeah.
get the visual of what actually was yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very
I do the same thing every time we drive through the mountains, right? And you get the cliff faces and you can find a lot of good, rocks and crystals there. So I remember every time we drive anywhere and go through a space like that, I'm immediately transported back to when I was a kid, and we would literally we'd stop on the side of the road and rock hound in these spots. So yeah, it's a really great, thing when you can have that experience as a grown up. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Let me share the next question with you.
Yeah.
Mm. When do you feel most connected to your physical strength?
Interesting. To my physical strength. Um, that is a very interesting question. I'm gonna give you a very interesting answer. And I'm not sure if this is quite what you really mean by this question. Um, but I'm going to take strength into a sideways direction here in the physical strength. Um, when I'm connected to my sacral, which for me as a time bender is very important, um, and I'm in that flow of knowing my inner truth and understanding how to be in my flow and decision making and all this. Um, it's a physical feeling that I feel very powerful. Like I can do anything. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm assuming that's not quite what you meant by physical power, but that's what came to mind. So
I'm shaking my head. People couldn't see me off camera there, but I'm shaking my head because it's like I'm shaking my head no, but it's not because it's not the question's answer. It's because no, the answer is whatever the answer is, right?
right. And that's very important thing that I've come to realize is that, there's physical strength. Like we think of like, bodybuilders like super, like physically strong, bench press, whatever. But there's other physical things, like, knowing your body, understanding when it's speaking to you and how to interpret and all this is to me another level of physical strength.
I love that. I'm feeling very, very much enamored by what you said, uh, because this is about the physical aspect of yourself. And I think that what you brought in for an answer, I'd love for people to really go back and have another listen to that because I think it gives them more tools than they realize. Like it puts another perspective on that in a very powerful way. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
These are awesome questions.
Okay, so the next question, what's one belief that you've redefined? I'm going to say that again. What's one belief that you've redefined on your spiritual path?
I'm gonna say the biggest thing, I think, in my path that I have redefined through my journey is my understanding of fate and destiny. Um, I grew up in my younger years, past life, um, very much ascribing to a fixed fate. It is what it is, nothing I can do about it. Um, very doom and gloom, fate as that. Um, and I have come to realize that that is not the case. We are so much powerful, so much more powerful than we tend to believe and we're told to believe, honestly. Um, so I do believe that we have a destiny to work towards, um, in the highest expression, if you will, like why we are here, right? As an individual. Um, but I'm not fated to anything. I'm not fated to never reach my destiny. I'm not fated to, no matter what I do, it doesn't matter, I'll reach that, it's, I have choice and I can choose to work towards that um, ultimate purpose or not.
Boom, mic drop, please. I
And
have the mantra that I am open with no expectations, no limitations. And the next part of it is I am creating my outcome. And I think that that is such a valuable piece to understand. And that's what you just explained as well. And it goes deeper and further. It's in the words that we use.
yeah,
I used to say, I am stepping into the future. I am destined to bring to life. I am now saying, I have stepped into the future. I'm destined to bring to life. And it's amazing what's happening for me because I've chosen to be in it versus, oh, I'm going to step into that. Well, I might never step into that puddle because I'm only talking about stepping into that puddle, right?
right,
But when I
right.
step in that puddle, I get to have fun in that puddle.
Exactly. When that someday could
Yeah.
be, but yeah, now is now. I've always loved I do not know where it came from, but uh, the saying of uh, today is a gift. It's why it's called the present. To yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, but today is a present. It's a gift. It's the only thing that we can actually do anything with. Um, in our choices. Now, the choices that we make in today can affect the past and the future, but it's happening now, right? So, yes, ta taking that level of understanding of the choices and the words and everything is so powerful. And it's literally like when I started to have that shift in my spiritual path, literally life changing. Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that. Oh dear. I was going to bring up the next question and I have to get it ready. Best laid plans, right?
Oh yeah.
This is the last question already. I should ask
Oh,
way more, you know?
I know, right? This is fun.
Oh, I like this. So, Lady Amaran, what's your personal definition of freedom?
My personal definition of freedom, that is an interesting question. I've never thought of it in such concrete terms like that. Um, I'm kind of going to circle back to what I was just saying about understanding, fate versus free will and destiny and how all that works together and choice. And my, I guess if I boiled it down, my definition of freedom is the awareness of choice. And everything stems from that. That is, in my opinion, ultimate power is when you understand that you have choice. Everything is a choice. Choosing to say that you don't have a choice is a choice, you know. Um, so when you understand that, everything opens up. And you start to see how you can choose, even during a difficult situation, to have joy. You can choose to see the good, even on the rainy days, and that's, in my opinion, ultimate freedom.
I
Because
love
then
that.
nobody is controlling you at that point. Nobody is containing you. Nobody's, you're you're not a slave to anything or anyone at that point other than yourself. And if you choose to enslave yourself, right, that's a choice, you know?
Yeah, and you know what? I want to take that a little bit further. First of all, it's raining here, and it was raining yesterday, and I went out and picked my raspberries and my peas yesterday in the rain. Like yeah, it's choice. And as mentioned, that when you just before you said something about the word choice, I actually heard myself think, yeah, my freedom is freedom of choice. It's not freedom of finances. It's not freedom in this or that, and ability to do something or not do something. It really truly is about choice. And I choose to love myself, and therefore I'm in this state of bliss or state of happiness or state of being on a daily basis because I've made that choice. And I feel so free. even in the things that I'm doing that might be tying me down in different spaces to that, I've made the choice on how I want to feel. That's
Right.
huge.
Right. And the narrative, going back to the words that we choose, the narrative that you put on that, right? You could look at the situation of it's raining, it's been raining for days, it's gonna keep raining for days. I need to go pick my veggies. Ugh, I'm gonna get wet. It's gonna be like this whole big thing. Ugh, I just gotta do it. Or you can go, oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay. Like a little kid, I get to go play in the rain and pick veggies and get all dirty and muddy and let's go splash around. Um, same outcome is like you're going to pick your vegetables, but the way in which you choose to approach that changes the entire day,
Oh, it
right?
does.
Yeah.
I got stuck in my vehicle because it was a torrential downpour the other day. And I could have sat there and thought, oh, whatever, right? Like I could have gone off on a real tangent. And instead I'm like, oh, this is the perfect opportunity to create a TikTok reel. And I made a TikTok reel about being stuck in the truck in the torrential
Yeah.
downpour. And you could hear the rain. Right? Like it was so much fun.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that's one of the things that I really focus on is how to shift that thinking, that narrative that we say this, the story that we give the things in our lives, um, both inwardly and outwardly, right? And yeah, when you start to understand that you can shift that through choice, right? You can choose to say this or this, can choose to think this or this. Um, yeah, the endless possibilities open up to awesome, awesome things. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. You know, that really brings in an awareness of the I am and what we put behind it. Like, because if we put something negative behind it, then that's what we're creating, right? And that's the choice you're making. You're making a subconscious choice to be in that negative or to be in that type of energy, manifesting that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, the I am statement is one of the most powerful things that you can use. Um, it is in a way creation itself. Um, and when you have that, I'm tired. Well, guess what? You're reinforcing that, right? You know, I am happy, right? Okay, you're reinforcing that, but that I am statement is goes into every fiber of your being. Um, in quantum human design, the G center, the heart center, um, is often called the G center or the God center, the I am. Everything in that is I am. And that's, I mean, if not to get too technical, but we think of the brain as like the big um um the big brain, right? The big energy center, right? It's actually the heart. The heart has the biggest energy field. Um, in the body, it's actually the biggest brain in your body, right? Um, and everything, I think it's so great that it's called the God Center, and everything in that stems from I am because it is everything you are comes from that. Uh, and so when we start to understand that and it's like, okay, what I say I am, what I say I'm not, um, is so important and so powerful. Um, yeah, I could go on about that for days. But yeah.
Well, and that's the thing with you and I. We are very like we could just go do
Yeah.
and keep on and go down so many beautiful paths and really enlighten people. And we could sit here for 2 hours. Like
Oh
quite
yeah.
you and I
Easy.
are very fluid in that. Having said that, this has been a true pleasure to have you on here, Lady Amaran.
I just enjoy this so much. Thank you for having me.
For sure. And if you want to know more about Lady Amran, now you've got a little taste of her. Would love for you to join us on the September 2nd to 4th during the All About Woo Summit. Thank you guys so much for being here. Bye.